Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Yusuf, and this is TVS News at 5. Let us begin with our top story. CENTEXS Commercial Sarawak will be providing a platform for locals to market their products starting September. Its General Manager Yusuf said the products will be marketed through the Sense of Malaysia SOM program and to be placed at strategic locations such as the Kuching International Airport KIA and the Kuala Lumpur International Airport KLIA.
Pada bulan September, awal September, CENTEXS Commercial telah diberi satu rights oleh DDEC, Design Development Center Malaysia. DDEC ni dalam bahasa Melayunya apa? DDEC?
Pusat Pembangunan Reka Bentuk. Pusat
Pembangunan Reka Bentuk Malaysia. Okey, yang merupakan sebuah agensi kerajaan federal government untuk tujuan membawa produk-produk tempatan untuk dipromosi ataupun dikomersialkan, dijual di airport di Malaysia, airport di Malaysia, dengan kerjasama Malaysia Airport Berhad lah. Jadi melalui program Sense of Malaysia, Sense of Malaysia. So untuk permulaan, CENTEXS Commercial akan memulakan kerjasama di airport Kuching dan juga airport di KLIA. Dia ada lagi 4 airport lain lah, di Penang, di Kedah, di Langkawi, di Kota Kinabalu, dan satu lagi di KLIA.
Shahid added, products that are branded properly and recognized by the Intellectual Property of Corp of Malaysia or MyIPO will have the added advantage of being more recognizable by consumers, especially when it is being displayed to the international audiences arriving at airports. Entrepreneurs who are interested with the opportunity may reach out to CENTEXS Commercial's official website. The National Journalist Day or HAWANA 2022 celebration is very meaningful for media practitioners as unsung heroes and the frontliners behind every event that takes place in the country. Communications and Multimedia Minister Tan Sri Anwar Musa today said HAWANA celebration must be made a national agenda to recognize the role played by journalists and media practitioners in the country. Anwar gave his assurance that as long as he is still serving the government, HAWANA will be given the highest priority and attention. In addition, Anwar wants the Ministry of Communications and Multimedia KCOM to pay more attention to all matters discussed and formulated in HAWANA forums. He said this was important to resolve issues, including grievances faced by journalists and media practitioners that the public is mostly unaware of. As the National COVID-19 Immunization Program for Children or PICKITS approaches its end date on May 31st, more than 50% of Malaysia's children aged 5 to 11 have not received their COVID-19 vaccines. Even so, Sarawak recorded the highest number of vaccinated children, with 90% have been inoculated with at least one dose.
According to COVID Now's website, only 48%, or about 1.7 million children throughout the country, have been administered with the first dose as of Friday, May 27th. On the breakdown of primary inoculation, Malacca came in second after Sarawak, recording 62.7%, followed by Klang Valley with 57%, Johor 55.5%, Negeri Sembilan 54.5%, Penang 52.1%, Labuan 51.8%, and Perak with 49%. Other states have recorded below the warranted first dose inoculation, with Pahang recorded 38.5%, Kedah 33.3%, Sabah 31.8%, Perlis 31.1%, Terengganu 19.9%, and Kelantan 15.6%. At the same time, the Ministry of Health MOH, through a Facebook post, reminded parents not to send their children for vaccination at the very last minute. The ministry urges parents and guardians to register their child immediately to get the first dose injection of COVID-19 under the MOH PICKITS program. On fully vaccinated children, Malaysia has reached 32.5%, involving well over 1.15 million children. Sarawak again recorded the highest with 69.8%, ahead of the national rate. Malacca followed through with 42.9%, Penang 41.6%, Johor 39%, Klang Valley 38.7%, and Negeri Sembilan 37.4%.
Welcome back. Now, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris has called for an assault weapons ban after she left the funeral of Ruth Whitfield, who was shot and killed instantly at a supermarket 2 weeks ago by an avowed white supremacist. These constant shootings, she said, have turned into an epidemic of hate in the U.S.
What happened here in Buffalo, in Texas, in Atlanta, in Orlando? What happened at the synagogues? And so this is a moment that requires all good people, all God-loving people, to stand up and say, we will not stand for this. Enough is enough. We will come together based on what we all know we have in common, and we will not let those people who are motivated by hate separate us or make us feel fear.
Harris further stated that resolving the gun violence, unlike finding a vaccine, needs no research. The most effective way is known to many: a ban against ownership of weapons, especially an assault weapon.
You know what an assault weapon is? You know how an assault weapon was designed? It was designed for a specific purpose: to kill a lot of human beings quickly. An assault weapon is a weapon of war with no place in a civil society. Background checks. Why should anyone be able to buy a weapon that can kill other human beings without at least knowing, hey, has that person committed a violent crime before? Are they a threat against themselves or others? That's just reasonable.
Whitfield, mother of 4, was shot nearby a nursing home with a semi-automatic assault-style rifle after visiting her husband of 68 years old. During her memorial, Harris departed with a painful remark, not only addressed for the loss of Whitfield's family, but for the country itself.
The pain that this family is feeling right now, and the 9 other families here in Buffalo, I cannot even begin to express our collective pain as a nation for what you are feeling in such an extreme way. To not only lose someone that you love, but through an act of extreme violence and hate. And I do believe that our nation right now is experiencing an epidemic of hate.
A passenger plane in Nepal went missing on Sunday with 22 people on board. The Twin Otter plane was flying from the tourist town of Pokhara, some 200 kilometers northwest of capital Kathmandu, to Jomsom, about 80 kilometers to the northwest. Out of the 22 people on board, 19 were passengers and 3 were crew members. A spokesman at the Ministry of Home Affairs said 2 helicopters have been deployed for a search operation, adding that poor visibility and bad weather is likely to hamper the search operation. Jomsom is a popular trekking destination in the Himalayas, about 20 minutes by plane from Pokhara, which lies west of Kathmandu. Nepal, home to the world's highest mountain, has a record of accidents on its extensive domestic air network, with changeable weather and airstrips in difficult mountain locations. Liverpool fans were left saddened after their team lost the Champions League final 1-0 to Real Madrid on Sunday. Real Madrid claimed a record-extending 14th European Cup with their 1-0 win over Liverpool after Vinicius Jr. scored just before the hour with Real Madrid's only attempt on target. Meanwhile, Real Madrid fans were jubilant as they left the Stade de France just past midnight, having watched their side beat Liverpool 1-0. Despite the celebrations and joy, the final will be remembered for other reasons, with the kickoff being delayed for more than half an hour after police tried to stop people trying to force their way into the stadium on Saturday. The game started after a 36-minute delay following incidents outside the stadium when fans were tear-gassed by riot police as people without tickets tried to force their way in. After the match, tear gas was also used as fans were leaving the stadium. Liverpool supporters said what happened before the match had deflated their mood. Liverpool had won the previous European Cup finals, where both teams had played in Paris, winning 1-0 at the Parc des Princes in 1981, which was Real's last defeat in a final. See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally, just a click away by heading on to our website at www.tvstvmy or follow us on our social media platforms. That's all the time we have for TVS News at 5. I'm Muhammad Yusuf. Thank you for watching.